It is a perfectly rainy and breezy day in early June. What a perfect day to create some Halloween content. Adding your distilled water in, about 1/3 of the jar. I'm sure there's many different ways to do this, so if anybody has any ideas for techniques, I'd love to hear. From what I understand, the more glycerin you put in, the thicker, of course, the potion is going to be, and the slower it's going to swirl. And it's best to start small. Ooh, that's a lovely blue. So I am thinking about kind of like clarity, the kind of vibe of a deep nighttime sky. So we're gonna just start with a little bit of this. Let's see what it does with this beautiful hematite color. Oh goodness. Okay. Okay, note to self, that sticker is on the top. The good news is that whatever we do will just add to the age of these books. So, not super worried about it, but definitely keep in mind that that's what will happen to your hands. Oh, that's good. We're just going to set that one aside and let the time lapse show what it does when that swirling powder settles down. Now this guy, this is a challenge. Ooh, it looks like this one is actually chipped, which I did not see at the thrift store. So we are going to see if this one can hold water. Doesn't look like it's gone all the way through. And now we're just going to work with this lid. We're going to see if this will come off. While I struggle with that lid, I'll take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Angela. Welcome back to In It All Is Art, or welcome to if this is your first time here. I do content related to decorating, gardening, art. I'm an artist and I do painting process videos. I really appreciate you clicking on this video and hope you enjoy. If you do, please do take some time and subscribe. Every like and comment and subscribe helps to grow this new channel. I am able to get down into that cork. So is my blade. So that's promising. Aha! We did it. Maybe I'll use this for some of the decor in there, an oddity. We'll see. Okay, another layer in. For those of you at home, definitely be very cautious using any blades, any supplies that could harm you. Now to pour this out. What I'm going to hopefully do is puncture the cork with the X-Acto knife. Nope. Now we have a cork and an X-Acto blade in there. So now what are we going to do? That part's done. Hurrah. Well, the first thing we need to do is make sure we have a cork that can fit this. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a cork. Not bad for $2.50. I think I'm going to give this bottle a rinse and just make sure that that crack doesn't actually let liquid out. So we were successful in cleaning this bottle. It does hold water. I think for this one we're going to play with some mylar. I've seen people create potions that have this iridescence, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think we're going to see what's going to shape this potion in terms of the label. Ooh, this is fun. We've got moon water, drought of peace, or draft of peace. I think you can say it both ways. It says it's got powdered moonstone, unicorn horn, and porcupine quills. So that doesn't quite fit what we've got going on in terms of the iridescence. Superior healing potion, Madame Arena's apothecary. Pure and unprocessed unicorn grade. That might be it. We're gonna set that one aside. This one's gonna be fun to make. Gnome snot. I have some ideas for that one. And I like how that's got the blue on there that kind of speaks to the blue in the iridescence there. What do we think? It's a toss-up between this one, because how can you go wrong with that beautiful circular shaped sticker? The Superior Healing Potion does fit. This color does match enough. Or we've got Elixir of Life. I like the daintiness of this one, and that really speaks to the iridescence, I think, a little more. Now we need to find the right color. If this is the Elixir of Life, I think I'm gonna go with a soft green. I think that suits the idea of the Elixir of Life for me. So soft green in the food coloring, and now let's find the mica powder that's going to go along with. And my eye was immediately drawn to this soft green. All right, I think those two. You guys, this is just so much fun. Also, I just want to bring your attention to this absolutely gorgeous smoky quartz crystal ball that I found at a really beautiful little shop in my town called Flux Crystals, and I will link them down below. I have a little stand for that is going to be on the shelf, and it lights up, and it's a wood burl, so it's just absolutely beautiful, and the light shining through that is just making my heart sing right now. Back to regularly scheduled programming. The first thing I'm gonna do is add the food coloring in and see what that does. That is an extraordinary color. You want to leave some room for the liquid to be able to move around, but I think I'm going to add just a little bit more of that mylar. A little bit more of that to top that off. So let's see what happens with this beautiful mica powder. Oh my goodness. What this green does. As the mica powder settles, that beautiful clear green color should return. Now that I've created the potion, I think that the Superior Healing Potion sticker fits better. I think we're going to top it off with some isopropyl alcohol, and that helps prevent bacteria from growing in the jar. I think we might have a little bit too much in there, so I think we're going to pour some of that out. So now we just need to clean the inside. I think before we do the sealing wax, we do the cord and the sticker. So this is from the Cooking and Craft Chick. What she has shared, and I do recommend you check out her channel and that tips and tricks video. You take your twine and you make a U, and you hold on to that while you start getting your loops. She encouraged going slow and kind of pulling on that string, and to have it be straight up and down. Just keep going around there until you have a good seal. Oh, I think she had let go at that point and held on to this loose end and pulled up on this to get that tight. Look at me go. I'm so proud of myself. This one is already fairly short, so I'm just going to do one more loop like that, and then you tuck this end in, essentially making a knot. Oops. Tuck that end in, essentially making a knot. It's getting tangly. Let's try this again. I'm going to pull that down just so it's a little less of an unwieldy little loop there. Another string through. Okay. And then she said you pull this down and it essentially makes a knot underneath, which it looks like it's doing. And then she suggested pulling it down underneath just a little bit. Okay, so we've got that. And then we cut this flush. You can use a lighter to burn all those wispies off, and also aid your twine just a little bit. So thank you, Cooking and Crafting Chick, for sharing those tips. Why not? Let's do some color shifting, kind of green iridescent paint. We're going to work with the sealing wax. I have never used sealing wax, so we're going to see. At least not in this form. I've used sealing wax. Oops. Okay. So that's okay because it's a potion bottle. It doesn't need to be perfect. Get some good drips. We love good drips for Halloween, right? Hopefully I'm not too late. I'll take it. For the first one I've ever made in my whole life to this degree, to this detail level. So we've got our first potion bottle made there. Let's play this one that we're working with here. And again, this is with the glycerin and the distilled water. We're gonna get it right to the base of that neck. Make sure that the inside of the neck is dry. So we'll get this label on here. That, right? And then she brings it around and starts wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. Apparently there's a whole market out there for potion bottles as sensory objects for folks in, I think I'm gonna glue that down. For folks in therapy offices, schools, things like that. And I just think that's so cool. cut that, pop it through that. I think we need to get this lid secure. That would not make me happy to lose this potion. I've got all these vintage books on the table. That is a recipe for disaster. I actually really appreciate this clear bottle top. So when I do the wax, it's gonna go around this lip. It's not gonna go over the top of that. So that will further secure that bottle top in, because it just looks like it's coming right out. That is not what I anticipated happening. So, okay. So I don't think that's dry enough. This is the learning curve. When I display these potion bottles, there's going to be light. I'm going to have probably a black light, all different types of Halloween lighting will be involved in that display. I do hope you check that video out as it gets closer to Halloween. So that light is going to shine through the bottles. It's going to shine through that topper. And I think it's just going to be marvelous. I am quite excited. I can't remember if it was the cooking and craft chick that used marker to highlight, or if it was the Forbidden Forest apothecary. That channel might have been the one that used pen to highlight the relief on the wax seal. I'm gonna do that as well, just to pop that detail out a little bit more. 2 down, like 20 to go.